So it's beautiful out here today. We got the Celica rolled out so that we can do some body work outside in the sunshine. I just spent forever removing all of the sticky leftover stuff from where the molding was sitting so that we can get this side of the car sanded down and prep for paint. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, the roof, the hood, etc, etc. Pretty much just an episode full of sanding because that's what we love to do around here. So stick around, we're going to do some time lapse. Okay, fast forward another Thursday later, and this side of the car has been completely scuffed down with a DA with 320 grit on it. We've just applied the filler to all of the spots where it was welded, all the spots that there were dents or dings. So we're gonna wait for that to dry and we're gonna hit that again, sand it down, get this side smooth. Okay, so we've been hyperlapsing so you guys wouldn't have really understood what was going on. But in order to get the mud flaps off the back of the car, which were rust on those screws were just toast. There was no way they were going to loosen. We got in there to drill them out, which means we had to take the tire off. And at this point, Justin found this little treat. As you can see, there's some wonderful, wonderful cancerous rust down here. So we're going to leave the tire off for now. And that's all gonna have to be cut out. It's gonna take some shaping, bending of some metal and getting that welded into place. Justin's gonna spend some time doing that because he's a wizard with those kind of things. So we're waiting now for the rest of the body filler to dry up. It's still a little tacky, so there's not much I can do right now. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a break and continue a little bit later.
Alright guys, I used a Sharpie to mark where this rust is, and now I'm going to cut it out and then attempt to make a replacement piece of metal that's in a similar shape as this. So that's what we're gonna do. Stay tuned, guys. Alright, got it all cut out. This is what we're working with right now. All that's cut out. So what I'm gonna start doing is using these tin snips and some steel. I'm gonna cut out some plates, start welding, tacking them in there and trying to get the shape right. Jam's over here block sanding the car, trying to get all this body work done. So yeah.
Yep, lots of fun. More and more sanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see from the time lapse, I've been sanding this down with the DA just with some 320 grit. What we're trying to do is get all of this old paint off of here. I mean, it's 40 years old, it's chunky, it's sun faded, all the clear coat was gone. So that's what I'm working hard on right now, is trying to get all that off. I also need to go through and try to get the leftover from where that side molding was off of this side of the car. The other side had some adverse reactions from that, where the body filler wasn't sticking. So I've got to try and see if I can get that off and stop that from happening on this side of the car.
Alright everybody, I welded this all up. It looks kind of crude, but I had to cut a plate for here, and then I had to cut a plate and shape it around the bottom. And then I have this inside plate. I don't know if you guys can see it. It comes in here and it intersects here. There's a little drainage hole that I'll put here for water. So basically I have to weld up around here. I have to weld back here a little bit, but what I need to do is I need to get my air belt sander so I can knock down all these welds. I'm not going to try to knock them down with the grinder because I want this to turn out really good and I want it to look like a seamless repair. So we're gonna wait until Thursday, which is about 2 days from now, and I'm gonna knock this out when I come back out here.
Today is Thursday, and Washington has graced us with some absolutely beautiful weather out here. We're going to hopefully roll the Celica out into the sunshine, because when the car is this matte, it's kind of hard to see where the dents and the dings are at. So if we can get it out in the sunshine, it might be a little easier to see the low spots. So when the guys get back from yet another Taco Bell run, I'm going to have them help me push it out, and I'm going to continue sanding where I left off on Tuesday. Alright, due to the quarantine, we've had a little bit of extra time. So we're out here on an odd day. We got the cars pushed out into the sun. Aaron got his out here and washed. Now we've been able to look over it and find any dents that we missed, any low spots, any high spots. So we're gonna go through and fill all the stuff that looks like it's not quite right and get that sanded down, knocked down today. And we're hoping that that will be the last of it. Well, I messed up a little bit. Set up a tripod here, put my phone in it, got it on time lapse, pressed record, or so I thought, but apparently these baggy gloves here didn't allow me to properly press record because I didn't record any of it. So I got this super clean and it was so satisfying to watch all that gunk just wipe right out of there. But I failed you guys. Now you can't watch. But there it is, all done. I'm gonna scuff it up so that we can spray it. I'm gonna move on and start scuffing down the back there. I believe that's one of the last few places on the car that haven't actually been scuffed. So we're getting real close here. Welcome back, guys. It's been a while. We've done a lot of stuff off camera. We've gotten the whole car, all the dents and all the repairs done. All the sanding is done. So this is what it looks like right now. The body looks great. There's no dents, no dings, nothing that we can see. All the rust repairs are done. So yeah, it's really exciting that we're gonna get to prime today.
We're backmasking everything.
Yes, so that we can keep that really pretty interior really pretty. So I'm gonna set you guys up on a time lapse and you can watch us tape it off. Okay, Justin is over here getting ready to mix up our high build primer.
Yeah. Gonna put a lot of this stuff on there and hopefully it turns out good. Look how thick this stuff is. Holy crap. Alright, we got a couple more coats of primer on here. We found some pretty shitty stuff. It kind of sucks, but that's just kind of how it goes with these paint jobs. We had a reaction here. Let's see if you can see it. We had reactions up here. Reaction there. Then some other reactions here and there, like on this arch. Super fucking annoying. But basically we used two different kind of rust converters, and we noticed that the rust converter that we used, one of the versions basically wrinkles up every time you fucking spray anything on it. So we're gonna wait for this to flash a little bit. We're gonna sand out all of these reactions, and then we're going to get back to shooting this thing, and hopefully we have no more problems. We also found on this side of the car that we missed a considerable amount of dings. Basically each time we had to weld up one of these holes on the side, we put filler on there and it wasn't enough. So you can kind of see the dings going down the side. So we're gonna have to scuff on top of the primer, lay more filler, and then reshoot over those areas later before we paint. So we still got quite a bit of work to do on this thing, but we are definitely making progress, and it looks pretty cool being one color for the first time ever, because when we got it, it was like 4 different types of silver. Alright, we got all the reactions sanded out, sanded to metal, all over here, over there, and the ones back here. So now we're going to mix up some primer and we're going to hit all these areas, and then when we come out here tomorrow, we're going to tackle the body damage on the side that we missed. So stay tuned, everybody. Alright, everybody, back at it again a couple days later. The car has been primed. It has had adequate time to dry and harden and do whatever it needs to do. We put guide coat on one side of it, but we ran out of guide coat and Westco is closed, so we got this trusty black automotive primer that we're going to use as guide coat, and we're going to start using 500 grit to wet sand this thing down in order to prep it
For
for
paint.
paint. So what we're gonna do is hit it with 320 to kind of knock it down first, and then we'll hit it with the 500 wet sand, and then hopefully we'll be able to finish that today. So next week we can get on to painting this thing. So stay tuned, guys.